Hello, everybody, and welcome to session number 3 of Act 2. We ended the last session in a very morose way.
It was rough, guys.
I know it was rough. But to help provide us with hopefully a little bit of levity, hope that no one else will die, none of the other PCs will die, is a guest character, a guest player, Roma.
Yay, everyone.
Yay, Roma!
So, Roma, I asked the players to please select a few people from the spin-off cast that they were most interested in playing with as a guest player in Act 2, and you were one of the top requests.
I'm very flattered.
I believe all 4 of them requested you. I think even Clef requested you. Is that true,
Even
Clef?
Clef?
I actually did. I actually like Roma. I'm just
Remember that, Roma. He loves you.
Remember that, Roma. He does like you.
I love
Remember.
you, Roma.
I love you too, Clef.
And I'm gonna kill you.
That's why I'm going to kill you quickly.
I would. Please don't.
Roma, I should mention that you can't spell Clefairy without Clef.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. So if you get rid of Clef, you just have fairy.
So, Roma will be playing with us for at least a portion. I don't want her to stay up as later than she needs to, but she'll be at least playing with us for the first beginning parts of this session. But we are going to do a warm-up question. Hopefully this is I don't know if this is necessarily a fun question per se, but I feel like it might be interesting. So it's a warm-up question I've never asked the players to do before, but I feel like considering all the events that's been happening, this might be a semi-therapeutic one. So I want you guys to pretend that at some point, maybe in the next few days, your characters each have a dream of some sort, a dream about what would have happened if things had worked out differently. It could be a happy dream. It doesn't have to be sad if you don't want it to be. So, for example, I had a thought that anyone really from the Zodiac games would have a dream seeing a grown-up Nico winning the Quidditch World Cup. He has grown up to become a very successful Quidditch professional player, and his team managed to get all the way into the Quidditch World Cup, and all of the characters, the PCs and the Zodiac champions, are cheering in the stands, and Nico ends up being like the MVP in this dream, and he, would like to thank, his sister and his best buddy Albion and all of the people who've supported them in this way. And that is one example of a dream of what could have been that somebody could have had. So, and I would like for Roma to answer this as well. For Brandon, I would like for this dream to actually be a dream that Chessa has.
Basically, I think with Rox, like in her ideal perfect world, the war never would have started. I think in her perfect little world, her and Team Wampus would have kind of rode off into the sunset and had their perfect little lives, and Sunday dinners and catching up to get coffee and just having those sort of moments together, and holding each other's children and babysitting each other's children, making memories like that, and just all of them kind of growing old together and forever reminiscing on how great their lives were. I think that would be her ideal, and nobody fighting and not getting along. We're all on equal. We're just as close with each other as the next person, kind of thing. Yeah, too bad it's not gonna happen.
That's why it's a dream. In once ideal world, in his ideal dream, he would be having a dinner, alas, the Christmas dinner, with his uncle, his brother, Carlos, Kyler, his mom, all sitting on the table and just having a family dinner all together. I think that would be his ideal dream.
I like that. That's very sweet. Notice he didn't say anything about Naila, Roma.
Nah, man, she out of here.
I think in Al's dream, it might be like a reunion at like another Wizarding Games, like a Triwizard tournament or something similar that includes all the schools, and maybe their kids are in it. So I could see like Al working alongside with like Juan and Aika's mom to like be cooking for the whole group while Roxy's making everyone drinks. Levi's got like all the kids on his lap because like everyone loves Levi, like Uncle Levi's there, and I think that the two key pieces though is that in his dream Al would look first for his father, see if his father's joining in all this, and then if Asa's there as well. Those are the two people that, like, in the dream he's really focused on to see if they're part of this and if they're sharing in the happiness.
Oh, damn.
So Chessa, obviously, Levi's alive, not dead. That's part of it. She would be the headmaster of Mahoki Toro, and she's like, 5 of our kids are like graduating, all gold robes, while Levi has another 3 of their kids just like yeah, they have like 100 kids.
Wow. So
she's
Anakin, Rey,
yes,
Luke, Leia,
we got
Han,
Mace
C-3PO.
Windu,
I'd like to be the one.
Jar
BB-8,
Jar,
yeah.
but nobody likes
Jar
him.
Jar. Nobody likes
But yeah, just a ton of kids. She's watching them graduate. She's the headmaster. Everybody's there. Chance is there. And everybody just gets to see her. I think a lot of her stuff is more of like becoming successful. I think that's something she would dream about, is becoming successful and having her family.
In Anira's perfect dream, she's sitting with her family. They're celebrating Eid, which is kind of like Muslim Christmas, and it's the holiday that ends Ramadan. Basically, it's a very very family-oriented holiday. Her family's there, Naila's there, and Vienno's there. Interestingly,
Ooh.
and they're just having this wonderful dinner together, and there's no tension whatsoever. Like, she feels like she's actually part of the family, but she doesn't always feel that way.
So, for people who aren't really sure who you are, Roma, do you want us to tell us where you're from, how they might recognize you on the channel, and a very short snippet about who Anira is in this story?
Okay. So, hi everyone. I am Roma Haz, and you might have seen me in Pokemon Spectrum. I played Molly Moon, and I played the Grimer Ew. And I've been around on Hark's channel a few times doing some challenges and some Let's Plays with him. And Anira is actually Naila's older sister, and she is actually a squib. And she was in the Ministry of Magic when the Death Eaters took over, but she and Vienno managed to escape. And she, like Naila, she is also Muslim, and she's gonna be guest gonna be a guest character this time.
Yes, and as Roma mentioned, if you would like to learn more about Anira's character, she was personally featured in the spin-off Podcast's episode 8, where you get to learn a lot about some things, interesting things that happened in the past during a very pivotal historical moment in the Harry Potter books during the whole Voldemort Wizarding War. So that would be something I think would be interesting to check out. And you probably will see other familiar faces in that as well. Seeing faces that were alluded to in maybe a previous session or so.
I apologize for my father, and that's all I'll say. I apologize for my father.
I'm really sorry about that guy.
So, to start, we are actually going to go in a flashback. Levi, you are with Chessa and Chance.
Yes, I'm not dead.
This is the same night of New Year's Eve where the Fighting Irish Lions are going around kicking butt and taking names and saving people. In this flashback, because I would like for everyone to participate, and I'm going to do something a little bit different today. Again, something I've never done in any of my campaigns. I would like for Jordan, Clef, and AJ to volunteer to temporarily role play either Chance, Chessa, or Naila.
Oh my
Which of
god.
those characters would you like to temporarily role play in this scene?
Clef, you gotta be Naila. Clef, you gotta be Naila.
No, man. I
Yes,
can't.
yes.
Just be,
Oh,
and
no.
he just broke up with her, so you have to be like, that Clef guy, F that guy. Can we
I
vote?
mean, my pick would be Chessa.
You want to be Chessa? Okay, you will be role playing as Chessa. All right.
No,
so
I refuse. I cannot be Naila.
Jordan's Chance.
Jordan,
No,
Chance.
no.
Jordan's
Right.
Chance.
I gotta
Can't
do
All
it.
right.
Naila.
No,
All right.
no, Jordan's got a killer Irish accent. Sorry.
I don't actually. It's pretty bad.
Yes, you
I
do.
don't have
Just
an
I
Irish
pitched
accent.
Scottish,
I
so-
can't make cat sense.
Clef,
Well-
if you're going to be Chance, my request is just as long as you're not going around going Ireland the whole time. That's my only request.
Okay, that's
You guys. In a way, I'm kind of dating AJ. This is cool. First, I got to date Hark. And now date AJ. This is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
try to be Chance.
I'm
Okay.
Naila.
You're okay with being Naila. All right.
I'm
So
okay
let
with
me
that.
set the scene here. So so the Fighting Irish Lions are going around. Anira, so she was also in London during this time. And I have a question, which I don't think was ever clear. I wanted to keep this open-ended. So after the whole incident at the ministry back in the day, what happened to Anira career-wise, would you say?
I think after all of that happened, she definitely suffered a lot of PTSD after
Yeah.
everything that happened. I don't think she ever went back to work for the ministry,
Okay.
especially considering that I think she probably would have been left behind, like
Yeah.
probably would have been left behind to die if it wasn't for Vienna. So I think she probably did go back to live with her family for a little while, but then she did miss London as a city, so she came back, and I think she just started working just some muggle job somewhere.
Gotcha.
Let's say probably maybe in a bookstore or something, and
Okay.
while doing that, she kept doing scientific research. And
Okay, so let's say that New Year's Eve you didn't have very many plans, and I would say that Naila caught up with you earlier that day because she was attending a ball at the Ministry of Magic, and so you guys had time to like catch up and stuff, and you didn't have anything else better to do for New Year's Eve yourself, so you figured, today's just really like any other day. I'll just be in the bookstore and do some research or whatever, because everybody else is staying up. I might as well do that too. And then that's when you started noticing things are happening outside, because you're probably relatively close to where Big Ben is, so you can probably see all the brooms flying around Big Ben. And I'm going to say that right now things outside seem to be in total chaos. It's probably not safe for you to leave the bookstore right now, so you're in there by yourself currently. An owl will actually be pecking on the window of the bookstore, which is very unusual because, again, you're in a Muggle community. So the fact that this owl is trying to deliver a message to you means that it's a very, like, dire situation. So, what do you do?
Well, she makes sure the doors are locked and everything, but then she unlocks the window and lets the owl in.
The owl flies in, and if you read the message, it is actually you recognize the handwriting being Naila's handwriting. Mm-hmm. Because Naila wanted to check in and find out how her sister is doing. Jordan, what does the letter checking in on Anira say?
Question. In the few months, years since we last saw Anira, what is Naila and Anira's relationship like? Like, we're pretty close. We're pretty close, I assume.
I would like it if they were close. I
Yeah,
think.
Me too.
I think originally Anira might have been a little bit distant from her family. She and Naila were closer than the rest of her family, but she was still a little bit distant. But I think after everything that happened in the Ministry of Magic, she started to become more protective of Naila. So I think they became a lot closer because of that.
Would it be safe to say that at least earlier in your childhood, Naila may sense a little bit of jealousy from Anira because how much attention she got, because she's the magical person in the family, and Anira's, I mean, she's there.
She's there.
Would she have sensed that a little bit, at least earlier?
I think definitely, especially like as they were growing up. But she's an adult now. She's dealt with that. So I think these days they're much closer after everything that happened.
So the letter's just gonna say, "Hey Anira, I really need to check in on you. Things are getting crazy, and this night just keeps getting worse and worse for me. So let me know where you are. I'll come find you." Very short and sweet. Mm-hmm. XOXO at the bottom.
Do you respond?
She does. Like she grabs a bit of paper and she immediately writes out the address of the bookstore, and she just rolls it up and gives it back to the owl.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So Naila, you will receive the response, and that is, you don't even bother telling anyone at Albion's because you just want to make sure that your sister is safe. So you will go off to find her. It is very difficult because by this point they've brought out the SWAT team, or whatever the SWAT team equivalent is in London. So, and they're like throwing like gas around because it's just nuts. But I will say, for the sake of time, that you eventually will reach the bookstore. It seems to be locked up. What does Naila do?
Knock on the door.
The front door?
Yes.
Okay. The front door is currently being pounded right now. Anira.
I would say Anira's probably been on watch, like, for Naila, and basically the second she sees Naila, she like opens the door and actually steps outside and like pulls her in as fast as possible.
You pull her in as fast as possible, which actually is a good thing, because as soon as you pull her in, that's when a couple of the SWAT team members start turning the corner, and would have caught you if not for the fact that you pulled her in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as soon as you like pull her in, she just kind of falls into you and just gives you a big tight hug.
She Anira of course pulls her in very tightly. She's very protective. She's kind of got one eye on Naila and one eye on the door. Like, and she pulls you back. She pulls you to the back of the, like, as far away from the door and windows as possible.
It's just getting crazy out there. Have you been watching the window?
I saw everything that was happening. I saw the people flying around outside of, sorry. I saw people flying around Big Ben. Were they on broomsticks?
Something like that. I don't really know what's going on. Juan knew more about it than I did. And she looked very upset at the mention of Juan.
Mm-hmm. Well, where is he? Where are all your friends?
They're back at Albion's house. He's one of the Zodiac champions from that competition I was in. They're all back there. They're fine.
Okay. Well, why didn't Juan come with you? I thought he would have at least made sure you were safe.
Juan's she starts to choke up at this point. Juan's a little preoccupied right now, and I'm not at the top of his concern list, so it's so I feel so silly because there's all this stuff going on and all this bad stuff that's about to happen, and all I can think about is the conversation I just had with him. That's all I can think about. Isn't that silly?
Well, it depends on the nature of the conversation. What happened?
He broke up with me. That's what happened.
But in your last letter, you said you were doing okay. What happened?
Well, I thought we were doing okay, but it's funny because I think I spent more time convincing myself that we were okay instead of actually dealing with the problem.
What problem was that?
I don't know what it was. He won't tell me, and I don't think he ever is, but there was something that was preying on his mind. All of his whole team, they were all so weird acting. There was something going on there, and I don't know what it was. And he would spend every waking hour with them every day. I would go up and I'd say good morning to him and ask if he wanted to spend time with me, and that never happened. Ever. You know what? I'm angry, but at the same time, what if it's got something to do with me? You know?
Naila,
What if...
Did he mistreat you?
I don't think he intentionally meant to.
But he unintentionally did.
I don't know. Well, when we were friends, we were always together. And then as soon as we were a thing, it's like he didn't want a bar of me.
And he didn't even wait to make sure you were safe after everything that's happening?
I don't even know if he's still at the house, to be honest. I just wanted to come see you and make sure you were okay.
She hugs you close. She hugged you very close, and she says, "You're far more. You're far more than that, Naila." And you hear Anira whisper a little bit. She says, "I will never forgive him." And I should mention, by the way, in Islam, saying you will never forgive someone is a much bigger deal than it is in other religions, which if I get the chance, I'll probably get into that more later.
Look, it's a really complicated thing, Anira. It's like, I don't think what he did was right. Well, I'm glad that he was at least honest. I think he could have done it a little bit better, but he was honest, and I think honesty is something we haven't had for a while. So I am happy for that. But he's got I don't think it's my place to tell you, but there are things going on in his life like you wouldn't believe. I think he's a very troubled young man who needs time to heal, and if he has to do that away from me, then fine. Because I think we'll be better off this way.
Nevertheless, he made you feel horrible. And you know how I am, Naila. I've always I've been especially protective of you these past few years. Especially considering we have no older brothers. In a sense, I am your older brother. That makes me your protector. I just feel I know what you're saying, but I just feel very conflicted about this.
I understand. Just promise that if for whatever reason we meet up with him again, you'll at least try to understand why he made the decisions he did. Because I don't think I even fully understand him. And I've known him for years. I don't think anybody knows Juan more than Juan, and I don't think anyone ever will. He's just one of those guys.
I promise to try.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, so Chance, Chessa, and Levi, the dream team.
The dream team.
The Fighting Irish Lions. Let's do this,
Yes.
guys.
Fighting Irish Lions.
So I was told that masks might have been involved at some point.
Yes.
Which you can definitely conjure. So what do the masks look like? And each of you might even have different ones.
Mine is it looks like a Power Ranger mask.
Which one?
The red one.
The red one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
What was the color of the suit Chance back in the
It was
dance?
purplish.
Purple.
And sequin.
And sequins.
Then I think Chance would have, he's already in this. Well, let's be superheroes. He would copy the Power Ranger mask of Levi, but purple.
He would tell him it's a Power Ranger mask, but it's actually let's see. Oh, pal, look, you're gonna wear this Power Ranger mask. It's a Ninja Turtle mask.
Huh,
So
amazing! Chessa would be there.
Is Levi giving the masks out? Is that what we're saying?
What do you want, Jessa? You actually know Muggle stuff, so I can't really trick you.
I was gonna say,
I mean,
whenever he tells
That's a
Chance
Power
is just there.
Ranger mask.
Chance is just sitting there in a power pose with his Power Ranger mask.
she would say, "Do you have anything with gold in it?"
It was a gold Power Ranger. Yeah, here, yeah. Oh yeah, we got a gold Power Ranger right here for you.
She'll take it and put it on.
Wow, Jessa,
We're ready to go.
So good. May I say, you look fantastic.
So, where's our first stop as the newest superhero group?
All right, guys.
That's right.
We gotta go rescue Muggles. We already did a little bit of that, but where are a lot of Muggles all at once, all the time, even this late?
Maybe a shopping center or a movie theater?
Movie theater. Perfect. Let's go.
You guys rush towards the district where the big movie theater is. And lo and behold, there appears to be a mob that are fighting off some of the Wizarding Ministry ASMR folks. So they're dueling in the streets. And you actually see that there is this family of, you can presume, no-mages that are caught in between in the parking lot. And they're currently in a car right now, not really sure what to do. They kind of want to drive off, but they're too scared to. And meanwhile, spells are being flung back and forth, so they can't even get out of the car without risking getting hit. What do you guys do?
Levi,
guys.
we need to stop them.
Yeah, we definitely gotta do that right now. just doing stuff like this, aren't you just so happy to be alive? Like, this is like so cool. All right, so all right. So we're gonna go over there. I'm gonna rip the door off and open it, and then I'm gonna bring them over, and then we operate them out of here. Yeah.
I can put up a barrier while you guys do that, Chessa would say.
I can only operate myself, Levi, so...
You stay on my shoulder, man, and then you do all the talking, all right? When we get in there, you let them know who we are.
I hate you so much.
All right, let's go.
Sure,
Levi's
Levi.
gonna run and try to open the door as Chessa puts up a barrier.
I'm just gonna stand there on your shoulder.
You will rush over, you will be able to pull open the door, and the family is going to gasp. And one of the, you'll actually see that one of the mother probably pulls open the glove compartment and starts to take out a pepper spray. What?
Chance!
You have a chance to act
Hello,
before
Chance,
she's...
Hello, citizens.
Yeah. They start screaming, ah! And the reason why you start...
Rescue you. I'm just in the power pose.
It's a leprechaun! The little kid yells out, and right behind them, like in the movie theater, you can see the big poster of them showing the horror movie, the leprechaun horror
Of course!
Yes,
Of course.
Me.
Amazing.
My name's Chan.
Can I say Chessa's holding the barrier. She turns around and realizes things aren't looking very good, so she briefly stops the barrier and joins them, and she goes, "Are we helping them or what? We can get you guys out of here. Just listen to my friends here."
Listen to us. We can get you to safety. This is my Batman voice. We can get you to safety.
We can get you to safety.
Nice try, Chance. You sounded just like him.
The father takes out his wallet, and then he chucks it at you. Here, just take it already. He throws you his
No,
wallet.
look, pal, look, I promise we're gonna help you. Come on, just get out the car for just a second. I promise we're gonna help you.
Yeah, you have to trust us. I got Chan.
No, you're
I'm
doing
gonna chocolate.
You're doing
You're doing so well, do it.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
I was gonna say, Chessa looks back. Is anyone coming their way? Does she need the barrier again?
I'm gonna say that nobody's coming towards you, but the spells are still flying. So you can maintain the barrier. Chance, go ahead and just roll me 2d6s, and with your luck, take an advantage on your 2d6s. This is going to be your diplomacy roll.
Oh, 2d6?
So, yeah,
Look,
give
Chance,
me
I
the
promise.
better of
Well-
2d6s because of your luck.
It's our first night, Chance. I promise we'll get a lot better at this.
I really hope so, Levi.
Oh my
not bad.
god.
I got a 10.
Nice. Okay. So that seems to have calmed down the people so that they won't continue trying to pepper spray you. And
That's nice.
what do you do?
Don't go with us?
Do I
they're
see
calm.
They're calm at least.
Do I see a way, I know you said there's not really anywhere they could drive. Is there any, weak area in the crowd that I feel like if we tried to split the crowd up or do something, we could let them get out?
I would say so.
Alright,
I
so
would say so.
Chessa would, she would lock eyes with, I assume the father is in the driving seat, or is it the mother?
I'm gonna say the dad's driving currently.
She would
Or in
lock
the
eyes
driver's
with the dad and she would point, she'd say, you see that area over there? And then
Yes,
if he
I
looks
do.
there, she says, we're going to clear that for you. She says, whatever you do, don't get out of the car. And if you see any flashes of green, drive the other way.
They will nod.
That's a
She
much
says,
better
Levi,
plan. too.
Chance, come on, we need to clear this area out. And she'll head toward that area. And I don't know what spells she knows or what they could use.
All right,
to
let's
Chan
go.
will operate on Chessa's shoulder and ready some spells to clear the area. I'm just gonna make people dance.
Yeah, yeah. So you will start to make some members of the crowd start to dance. So they'll do like this really like goofy Irish line dance.
Yes.
And we'll start to promenade, or whatever the term is, off to the side, like in unison. And which will allow the car to drive away, at least past the mob. One last thing though, as the car starts to drive away past the mob, you see two wisps of white fly towards the vehicle, lands right in front of them. The car brakes to a stop before hitting two wizards in white as they raise their wands at the family, and they're about to cast an Obliviate spell.
Oh, I'm going to Mage Fu disarm them, or at least one of them.
Okay.
Chester, you can do this
is
too. 23 to disarm.
Okay, that guy's disarmed.
Chance, you're on his shoulder, so he will. I'm gonna say that Levi goes over and he does the Mage Fu to disarm one of the wands of the AMRS. The other AMRS still has his wand, Chance, so if you want to stop him, you may, or you may not.
Okay, Chance will cast the dancing spell on the other.
Okay.
I got your back, Levi.
Thanks, pal.
That will allow the car to drive off safely. However, the AMRS members seemed very upset, and they will yell out in you, and they will attack you unless you guys do something.
No.
So I will stunning Mage Fu the other one.
Okay.
Stunning spell that one.
Does Chance or Chessa do anything?
Chessa's gonna try to grab the wand that was disarmed.
Okay.
And
29
Chance
wisdom.
will try to confuse the one that's wandless. Just that he can't get a grab of his wand.
Okay. You will. I'm just gonna say again. You will successfully stun and confuse the AMRS folks, allowing you guys to escape. As you guys are escaping, the confused one will says, Did you get a look at their faces? No, they have wearing masks.
They look like this. Some sketch of Power Rangers.
They have like power.
If Chessa had been able to grab the wand that was disarmed, she was gonna have a conversation, but then Juan confused the guy. She was gonna like try to talk with him. So she would probably just kind of chuck it behind her and chase off after Chance and Levi, and she would probably start yelling, "Guys, wait, guys!"
Yeah.
Yeah. What's happening, Chessa?
And she's still running with them because they obviously want to get away. She's like, that was against the law, guys.
Yeah. Well, what do you? That's like what vigilantes do. You know, they kind of break the law to enforce the law, kind of thing.
I know, but can we not try to get ourselves into trouble while saving these people?
I mean, there's no way they'll know it's us. We're wearing Power Ranger masks.
Yeah, we're the Power Rangers.
No,
right,
we're
Levi?
the fighting Irish Lions. We're the fighting Irish Lions. We're just wearing Power Ranger masks.
Okay,
Levi.
we're the Fighting Irish Lions Power Rangers.
Levi, Chance, how many other 6'2" albino guys and little leprechauns do you know?
At least 6 more. At least 6.
We are not that hard to figure out who we are, guys. We can't be that obvious.
Chessa's still being the smart one.
Yeah. Chessa's just Al, but a woman.
AJ is perfect to play her because they are so.
You know what? You're right. I got a little crazy. I didn't know what they were going to curse. I thought they were going to do like the killing curse or something. I don't know what they were doing. I was just trying to help those muggles.
She goes, well, you did what I wanted to do. I guess it's best that you did that because who knows what they would have done. But this is kind of exciting. Let's find someone else to help.
Isn't it exciting? Chessa, honestly, on like a scale from 1 to 10, how good do I look right now?
She'll smirk and she'll
I have to
say,
remind you that this is getting Chessa in the mood, remember?
Oh, yeah, remember.
Just reminding
She's
you.
getting
You
hot
are
to trot.
feeling it, AJ.
In a couple hours,
So we might
we're
be
about to on
feeling
top
it.
of Big Ben, Yeah.
Chessa.
she'll say,
That's
you're a
something
solid
that-
9 right now, but keep going and you might be a 10 soon.
All right. Let's do this.
Oh my
This is
god.
all Brandon ever wanted.
That's all I wanted. It took me dying to get this.
To get this scene with AJ. Okay.
Oh my god. The ship we never knew we needed, guys.
I know. From two married men. I love it. Okay. Okay. So you guys are running, and you just so happened to run by the bookstore. I would like for all 3 of the Fighting Irish Power Rangers to roll 2d6s, please. Roll me 2d6s.
Just 2d6. It's not like a spot or anything.
Critical fail.
Well, Levi, go ahead and roll your normal spot. I'm gonna add bonuses to
Okay.
Clef's and AJ's rolls.
I
What are
still
they?
got a critical fail.
Okay.
Eyes explode.
What did Chessa get?
5, sorry.
5? Okay. What is your spot, Levi?
I got 15.
Okay. Levi, you will pass by the bookstore and you will be able to, with your keen eyes, catch a sight of what looks like Naila's hijab? And which is weird because you could have sworn that Naila was back at Al's house.
It's like
Hey
something.
guys, this is really weird, guys, but I'm pretty sure Naila's over there.
Naila?
Chessa would look in the direction, and does she recognize the hijab as Naila's too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's definitely her. That's definitely her hijab. I recognize those colors.
What you doing here? Would you go check her out?
This is,
Oh,
is
now
this
you
a
want to
Muggle
check her out.
bookstore?
Okay, yeah, let's go check her out.
It looks like a bookstore.
Yeah, it's like a big library. It's like you could read a bunch. You know this, Jessica. I forget you know Muggle stuff sometimes.
Chessa would apparate inside to the bookstore.
Levi will run up.
Okay.
I can't ask.
Hands
all
will
right.
operate on Chess's shoulder.
I'll run up.
So Chessa will apparate into the bookstore. So this is happening at the tail end of Anira's and Naila's conversation. So there's a pop.
Yeah, the second that happens, and Anira like whips around and she says, "Stay back!"
I
Whoa,
give like.
whoa, I'm just.
Hey guys, what I missed?
Naila. I said I'm just here to check on Naila, and she'll look at Naila like, "Vouch for me, please."
She's a friend of mine. It's okay.
And like Anira slowly, like she had reached for something on her belt, and I think Naila would know that Anira keeps stuff on her belt, but she slowly puts her hand back down.
What are you doing here, Naila? We thought you stayed at the house, and when she says "we," she looks like, "Did Levi make it in here yet?"
Sorry, guys. You guys get to apparate. I had to run in here. You guys.
You doing okay, Levi?
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
fine.
okay?
No, yeah, just a little winded. We've been running. I fought 2 of the AMRS people. What are ARMS? MRS?
I did too.
Yeah.
They didn't follow you, did they?
I don't think so. One was like really confused. The other one was like stunned because I stunned him.
Yeah, we only broke like 5 laws doing it.
Goodness
What's-
gracious.
Anyways, what are you doing here? Like, you were supposed to stay at Al's house.
And who are you?
I'm Anira El Hakim. I'm her older sister.
Sorry, forgive my manners, and Chessa will bow. My name's Chessa. We're
Well
friends,
met.
with Naila. We were in the games together.
My name is the White Lion.
His name is Levi.
Yeah, my name's Levi.
I'm
That sounded like
Chen.
Roxy.
Well met, all of you. What's happening out there?
Oh, it's going to hell.
Chaos.
Like Everybody's fighting. Muggles are trying to leave. Wizards are hurting other wizards. It's like crazy out there. I'm pretty sure I saw a werewolf.
Well,
and
I
I
mean,
think I saw like a vampire. It's weird down there.
well, I
Yeah, it's
mean,
really-
you guys can stay. That's okay, isn't it, Anira? They can stay here for a little bit until it calms down outside, right?
No, we're leaving. We're going back out there.
We actually did come to help people, and I mean, I recommend if you guys want just to stay safe. But when we saw your hijab, we had to see what you were doing here and if everything was okay. Are the others still back at Al's house?
Honestly, I don't know. I kind of left in a hurry to come see my sister and make sure she was okay. So I actually can't tell you if they're still there.
Where's
Can I roll
Juan?
a perception?
Oh, Juan
Can I
is
roll a perception for Chessa?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, 4.
Okay, go ahead.
He's
back at the house.
Yes, the
But
four.
why?
Yes, the three of you actually attempted to see if Naila was okay. Unlike our friend Juan that she mentioned.
What did you
Wait.
mean? Why would Juan wouldn't be here? He's such a nice guy.
If he's so nice, why isn't he here?
That's what I'm asking. Right, guys?
Yeah, man. What is this?
Everybody stop.
I love how Chance is defending Juan. I love it.
It's almost like
Why?
you're metagaming in class.
Next, here you go.
No, I think it's still in character. I think Chance likes Juan. I think that's in character.
Juan.
I just find it really hilarious.
I think
Go ahead.
that's why.
I think it's legit. It's legit.
No,
No, I
yeah,
know.
Juan's like super cool. Juan's like
Did
just a
something
really
happen
cool
to
guy.
Juan? Did something happen? Is that why he's not here with you, Naila?
Is he
okay?
hurt?
Me and Juan broke up.
What?
But why? I thought
Why? You guys
Well,
were so good
I
together.
don't know why. I've noticed a few things. I don't want to step up.
Excuse me, it's still a little bit fresh.
Chessa
Yeah,
just
like-
says, "Oh, Naila, I'm so sorry," and she'll actually genuinely like walk over and like offer a hug.
That's okay. It's still like fresh, like 5 minutes ago fresh. So,
You
I'm
know, I
doing
saw this coming. Chance.
Oh, you did, Levi?
She'll look back at Levi and say, "Levi."
I'm
Shut the fuck up.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, no.
Chance.
Too soon. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about this later because this is insane. Can't believe this is like the greatest girl Juan would ever get with, and now he's like just throwing her to the side for no reason at
I
all.
know. I think she was
Thank you
way
for
too
reminding
good for him, actually.
I said you were a great girl.
No, I know.
Look.
I'm being sarcastic, Levi.
Look, at least for now, everyone is safe. Naila, we can go grab a drink or tea or something tomorrow when things calm down, and I'll be there for you to talk about it if you want. But for now, we're safe, and there's lots more muggles out there that need help.
Some girl talk would be nice, but at least before you go, is there anything we can do for you to help you?
You could come with us. We use another hand.
What's
guys
Naila's
can-
specialty out of character? Does Chessa remember like what she's good at from the game?
Astrology, right? I thought that's what it was.
Astrology.
I can
Anything
read the stars for you, tell you where to go.
Anything
It's
in
not
terms of like combat?
Her specialty is, from what I remember, is conjuration. So she actually is good at, in particular, fire spells. Actually, from what I remember.
Chessa will look at Naila and say, if you're up for it, but it's totally up to you. We could use that firepower of yours. And she'll look at Anira and say, are you good at anything? Is there anything you can help?
That's
sorry,
that's a
I
really good.
I
Are you
cannot really
good,
that.
Penny?
Sorry.
Can
I'm
you
not
do
doing
anything?
Chessa justice.
I feel like Chessa would not have said it that way.
No, she wouldn't
Yeah.
have. I
You, Squib, are you good at anything?
Hey,
Hey.
loser.
would you like to join and offer your assistance?
That's much better.
There we go.
I may be able to help, but it's entirely up to Naila.
I bet Naila wants to get some of that aggression out. I mean, let's go out here. It's crazy. It's going great. We're doing fantastic. We had a little mishap with getting people out of a car, but other than that, it's been going very good.
We're on a roll.
I mean, I don't know about aggression. I'm just kind of sad.
Get that sadness out. Let's get that sadness out in the form of shooting fire at people.
Look, listen. I don't want to get into too much crazy trouble, and I don't want to hurt anybody. So I will help, but I'm not gonna quote shoot fire at people.
Okay, you'll only shoot fire if we need someone dead. All right, got it. Let's go.
No, Levi, no. Can't do that. That's horrible.
Anira takes Naila's hand and she says I've got us covered. Don't worry.
Yeah, but we shouldn't.
Oh,
No hurting people, okay? I'm putting my foot down on that. We're not going to hurt anybody.
I
We can
agree.
do
haven't
this.
hurt anybody yet.
Stop, Naila.
And at least show we're better than everybody else out there, okay?
I
I
was
agree.
more or
Don't
less
worry.
joking. We're not going to hurt anybody. We're just saving people. We've yet to hurt a person.
Thank you, Levi.
So Levi pulls out a pink ranger mask and a yellow ranger mask. Is that what's happening? And that's the 5 teenagers with attitude.
I just keep these on me at all time, pals. Here you go.
No, it's not just pink.
I've been waiting for this
Naila's
moment.
not just pink.
Sorry, this just goes really well with my hijab.
It does. It matches perfectly. Is
And
yellow.
we are the 5 Irish Tigers Power Rangers.
Where did tigers come from? Where did the tigers even come from? We're
I thought it
lions,
sounded
not tigers.
cooler.
We're
Tigers sound
lions.
cooler.
Lionheart. Why would I be a tiger? Lionheart.
Okay, Levi, we can do what you want.
Yeah, you
I-
remembered your fighting Irish part quite okay.
I imagine Naila will go, I don't know, into the next room to put on the mask properly, and then we'll come back out.
I think Anira would also go into a separate area with Naila to put on the mask properly. And when she removes her hijab, can I say that there's an area of her hair that never grew back
Mm-hmm.
after that? So she takes off the hijab and there's actually like a big bald spot right there where the hair never grew back.
Would
The
Naila
killing curse grays.
Yeah.
Yes.
would Naila know about that?
I think she knows about the killing curse, but I don't think she saw the full effect of it since then.
She just kind of gasps, not like over dramatically, just like a little short, sharp, like intake of breath.
Mm-hmm. And
She just like you kind of looks at her. She's not quite sure what to say.
she just looks over and she says, "You've never seen the full effects of the killing curse, have you?" And she turns her head and shows just how it affected her.
I'm sorry. I wish I had something better to say, but sorry.
Well, losing a bit of hair is a good trade for my life, I think.
Well, sis, I still think you're very beautiful. So
She smiles and she turns a little bit and she says, "Not like most men can see it anyway." she puts her
Well-
hijab back on.
honestly, after the night I've had, men are severely overrated. So don't even worry about that.
Just
Good
know
night.
that if we see any green flashes, I'm getting us both out of there.
Yeah, I understand. And look, just before we go out, I just want to say something really quick. And I have I just want you to know I have full confidence in what you can do. And I think that you're just as capable as everybody else about to do what we're going to do tonight. And Anira, you're more than magical to me. So
She actually looks down and she kind of squeezes her hands together a little bit, and she says, That's all I ever wanted to hear.
I'm sorry I didn't say it sooner.
Well, you didn't have to say it. It's just nice to hear.
Well, then I'll make a point of saying it all the time. To the point where you ask me not to say it because it's annoying.
And she squeezes Naila's hands and she says, and I know you're more than capable as well.
Thanks, sis. Let's go save some muggles.
All right.
Before we end this flashback, I would like for both Naila and Anira to cinematically give me a shining moment during this rescue session. What would have happened this night that would be a shining moment, would you say, for your
I've got an
characters?
idea.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nira.
So there's a moment where some more AMRS. I almost said ASMR.
That's what I always do, and I always think I did.
Forget. You're gonna forget about your spell. Forget about the spell.
I love it.
There's a moment when some AMRS people are coming toward, and they're raising their wands, and Anira actually she gets something off of her belt, and it's like it's a small ceramic thing, and she quickly plops something down inside of it, and she quickly says to Naila, shoot fire in here. Everyone else, cover your eyes. And she directs the ceramic toward the AMRS people, and it's pure magnesium. So when it lights on fire, it's extremely bright and it blinds them.
Chemistry.
Showing
Chemistry
that-
saving the day.
Guys. Yeah, and we lean high five right after. Yeah, just the power. Don't need no man.
And scene.
to
Thank
get
you
back-
guys. Good job playing those NPCs. I hope you had fun.
Fantastic.
It was fun.
And now Levi gets to
And
live
sad.
forever.
Yeah, Levi, good job at playing that NPC.
It was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be, honestly.
It was, yeah. It's nice seeing him, alive one more time before we're
Yeah,
reminded, oh, this fool dead.
I still can't believe he's dead.
So let us fast forward back to present time, which is the funeral. So they just buried Levi into the ground, and there's going to be a reception, a small, smaller intimate group of people over at the Potter house, the Harry Potter house. And right now, I'm going to say that pretty much all of the Zodiac champion people, plus, of course, Joe and Hunter will be there. There's going to be somebody that's it's catered, so there's somebody that's providing some hors d'oeuvres. So Juan, while you're hanging out, I don't know if you're necessarily chatting with anyone in particular. We'll say that you're just kind of hanging out right now, not talking about anyone in particular. Drinking. And the woman who is helping to serve the hors d'oeuvres walks over to you and says, "Would you like a pumpkin pasty, sir?" And she holds a tray.
Oh, please. I'm actually starving. I haven't actually eaten something good in a while. And Juan will take it and he will eat it. And this is really good. What exactly is it? Pumpkin? You said that, right?
Pumpkin pasty. It's one of my personal favorites. Do you like it?
Well, yeah. You have a taste. Do you know what else are they serving here? Like, that is as good as this? I'm actually going to take some more. And he will take 2 more.
Go right ahead, she says. I think there's still more in the kitchen. To answer your question, I think that next is beef Wellingtons. Mini beef Wellingtons.
Ooh. So, do you know who has those beef Wellingtons? Like, or where can we get some?
Like I said, the chef is making them in the kitchen. I think he's letting them cool before we serve them. I can get you some if you like, she says with a smile.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I would take that offer. And, sorry, and you are...
Oh, she says, I'm nobody really. I'm just helping out. You know, it's my first day on the job. So, never really thought that a funeral reception would be my first day, but here it is. My condolences, by the way. I heard that Mr. Lionheart was a good man.
Thank you. He was a super cool guy. And he will finish his drink in 1 gulp. And don't worry, you're doing very well. You have a good face for service work. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit tipsy.
She blushes a little bit and she says, "It's all right." She says, "I understand. It's a weird time for all of you. I can imagine. I can get you another drink if you'd like too."
Yes. Thank you. So, why are you working in this? Like,
she shrugs a little bit and she says, "Honestly, I've just had a few odd jobs here and there. You know, trying to find out where I fit in.
yeah.
I guess it's all we can do nowadays, especially with all the craziness going on, right?"
I totally get you. I have a very multifaceted work. Actually, I would say I'm an actor of some sort. So I never actually am in one place, or I am one person. I'm constantly changing, so I totally get that.
She suddenly perks up a little bit and says, "An actor? Have you been in any movies, shows, commercials?"
I'm more of a... I don't think you've actually seen me. I've actually done some things. You know how the actor thing works. I'm more of a closed to the public kind of theater.
Well, I'm not exactly sure I know what that means, but Mr. She kind of
Sorry.
trails.
And he will go like, Juan de la Rivera. Nice to meet you.
Mr. Della de Rivera, do you normally get into lengthy conversations with somebody who's serving you hors d'oeuvres at a random reception?
Only the cute ones. Again, sorry. A bit tipsy. I'm sorry. I think I'm just gonna take 1 more of this and he will eat another pumpkin.
It'll be at this point that Anira will enter. So Anira comes in just in time to see right now Juan chatting with this lady at the moment who's serving hors d'oeuvres. But you'll also see again the other PCs and the rest of the Joe Zodiac champions Right now, though, Naila is at the other side. You would think that Naila was watching Juan right now, but she doesn't seem to be paying any attention. Naila seems to be a little distracted right now because she seems to be in very deep conversation. She's kind of sitting at the corner right now, and she is in facing like couches or single seat couches, having a very, it seems like a intimate conversation with this guy with a shaved head.
Yes. Yes.
She slits his throat.